My Hero Academia is an amazing anime and I love it. Everything about the plot, the cast, the world it's in, and the writing is so well executed that it's hard to find anything to genuinely hate about the series. It's even one of the few anime series that got me interested in reading the manga after watching it. With that said, I want to quickly talk about my favorite scene in My Hero Academia, the dorm room competition in episode 51, where the students of Class 1A have a competition to see who has the best room. And I like this episode because it's so simple, yet it's a lot of fun in that short amount of time. When I first watched this episode, I ended up rewatching it a few more times before moving on to the next episode, and a big part of that is because I personally love almost every character in the series. There are a few exceptions, some characters I don't really like as much. Now, I don't exactly hate them, I'm just not a fan of them, but regardless, this series has an incredible lovable cast of characters. And it's because of how much I like these characters is why I love the dorm room episode so much. It's a fun episode that comes right after a major plot development in the anime, right after All Might, the Pillar of Hope, loses quirks and must retire from hero work, and the society they live in faces a bleak future. The plot has been pretty intense since the conflict in the training camp arc, which then led into the Camino incident. For nearly half of season 3, we haven't had a lighthearted, pleasant episode with these high school students being, well, high school students. Even in the words of Aizawa,
sometimes blowing off steam is the best thing to do, I guess.
It's a cute way of releasing the tension from the plot while also giving the audience a simple way of showcasing each character and their personalities.
So freaking scary!
You fiends.
Even though we're 3 seasons in and already have a good idea of what each character is like, it's nice to see the other characters interact with each other this way, where they each get a glimpse of their classmates' personal life. And when the audience becomes invested in characters, we want to see more interactions between them, and not just when the plot demands it. We love to see the banter and arguments between them, and any exchanges similar to what we would experience in everyday conversation. Essentially, it's enjoyable to see that these are more than just characters that drive the plot by doing something that doesn't necessarily push the plot forward. I know that there was a reason for the dorm room competition, and that was because Sue wanted to make things alright between them after her blunt comments she made to discourage them from attempting to rescue Bakugo. And the dorm room episode does precisely that. The competition was a way to make everyone feel like friends again, and that is exactly how I felt when watching this episode. Classmates being friends. And outside of it being an enjoyable slice of life episode, it was also a marker in the plot progress, like it was a new chapter in their story and how they're becoming closer as a class. Honestly, to me, it's almost comparable to when a couple is far enough in their relationship that they move in together. Even though the dorm room program was kind of forced on them as a means of protecting the students, it was still a way to show that it's a new milestone that they have reached as students trying to reach their goal of becoming professional heroes. I felt that when I watched the episode, and it got me even more excited for the future of the series. We're moving forward. And you know what else? This episode is a great example of showcasing those fictional worlds where you, a fan, would love to live in that universe that you're so fond of. How many Harry Potter fans wish they could attend Hogwarts and be sorted into one of the 4 houses? How many Marvel fans go, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? When I watched the dorm room episode, I began to think, man, I wish I lived in this world and was hanging out with all these interesting characters and had a quirk of my own. It was an enjoyable episode that was pleasant to experience and made me forget, even if only for a few minutes, the own crappy reality that we all live in. That we are all really alone in the world and that there are no heroes that you can count on, just the unbearable scream that is silence and the blinding darkness that surrounds us until the cold grass of death takes us. Have a nice day.